Okay.
Natalie, how are you? So I just wanted to check with you last session. I told you about informed consent and things is confidential. Do you remember all of the limits on there?
Yeah.
And do you have any questions about anything? Okay. So the last time we met, we talked about your family and how you've been having trouble balancing your school life and work life with spending time with your family and your relationship with them and how you and them feel about not spending as much time as they would want with them. So could you tell me what's been going on with that for the last couple weeks?
So I did speak to my mom more about it. She did react how I expected, a little bit more like open about it, more understanding. She's not putting as much pressure on me to like spend time with her on the weekends. And also understanding when I get home from school. But basically it hasn't really like helped with my dad. He's still being like very like pushy and like pressuring me and texting me all the time. And basically like when I do call him to check up on him to say hi, he's always throwing it in my face like, oh, like you're alive, or like, oh, you remember you have like a father. So I still feel like he doesn't get it, and I don't know. My mom just says to like brush it off, like let him, you know, like whatever, but it's still bothering me.
Okay, so you spoke to your mom and she was very understanding about everything that was going on that you explained to her. And you said the situation improved with her, that she's kind of backed off a little bit.
Right.
But your dad is still pressuring you, and it sounds like even maybe more so than you had mentioned before.
Right.
And it seems like that's really bothering you. Could you tell me more about how that's making you feel, how you're reacting to what he's doing?
Right. Well, seeing him less, just because I have no option. But it is making me feel like guilty every time he throws it in my face, and whenever I call him or text him. I did try to speak to him about it the last time that I saw him, but he just didn't seem to like get it. He was like, oh, you know, you're not the president and stuff like that. So I think when I spoke to him, my brother was there, and my brother, you know, graduated college already. So he kind of told him that, you know, it gets pretty tough around this time. You know, there's finals, the semester's ending, but he's just like very like close-minded. So I haven't seen him as often. I used to try to go like once a week or once every 2 weeks, but now I haven't seen him in like about a month. So it makes me feel bad, but then it also makes me like not want to call him, because when I do call him, he's throwing like stuff in my face, and I don't even want to hear that.
Okay, so it sounds to me like your relationship with your dad has actually gotten maybe a little bit worse, and you said that you're not seeing him as often as you had been, and you're not calling him as often because he's just making you feel bad and guilty. Can you tell me, so how has his reactions and everything impacted you in your relationship? Like, are you not calling him? Like, what is your reason for not speaking to him?
Well, like I said, just because when I do call him, he's always throwing stuff in my face or being very sarcastic. That makes me not want to call him, just because I don't want to hear it. I understand, like, you know, he's maybe being sarcastic, or maybe he doesn't really like mean it, like it's not really like intentional, but it does bother me because deep down it does make me feel bad, and it does make me feel like, oh my God, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like pushing me like away from him, and it's like I don't even want to see him. When I see him, it's like worse than like his sarcasm.
Okay, so it really sounds like your dad's behavior and how he's speaking to you and acting towards you is really affecting you. Have you spoken to your mom or your brother regarding like your dad's, what he's been doing to you?
I mean, I spoke to my mom about it a few times, but she just says like, oh, it's not, not that big of a deal, like go get over it. But, and like the semester's almost ending, so it's like, okay, it's only like a few more weeks. But I still, it's been bothering me for the past month. So, I mean, there's not really much I can do about it. It's just like waiting for the semester ends.
So how would you ideally want this situation to go if you didn't have to worry about, what he would say? Like, is there something specific that you would do or say?
I mean, I just want him to like be more understanding and like just stop the sarcasm. Like if I call to say hi, I want him to have like a conversation with me as opposed to just keep saying it like, oh, you remember you have a father. Oh, you're alive. Oh, yes, I'm still alive. Like, if you could just have a normal conversation, like, hi, yes, everything is fine. How are you? Like, that would just be so much better. That would make me want to see him, you know.
So it sounds like you're very frustrated and hurt by your dad's behavior towards you. And you just said, like, if he would act differently, then you would want to see him more. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. His attitude is pushing me away. So if he was to just, you know, have a normal conversation, I would want to see him more. Even if I'm busy, like I would still try to make time and stop by his house, you know, like during the weekend or whatever. But because he's so negative about it, like that, I mean, he's just like pushing me away.
So at the end of last session, I think we talked about, you know, if you would confront your parents, how they would react and stuff, if you wanted to confront them. And you did confront your mom. Did you confront your father as well, or just your mom?
I mean, I had like a serious conversation with my mom, so I think that's why she was like more, she reacted more positively about it. But I do try to like hint to my dad, like I'm busy. But I didn't really sit down and like have like a serious like one-on-one conversation with him, just because he just seems to like ignore it and like brush it off and just like, it seems like, you know, even if I do have that conversation with him, like he'll still react the same.
Okay, so it sounds like you're kind of uncomfortable having that serious conversation with your dad because you don't think that he would react positively and that he's kind of just not taking you seriously. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Have there been other like issues with your dad in your life where he hasn't taken you seriously, or is this just the situation?
I mean, he's just like a very like hard-headed person. Like he's very close-minded, which which is the reason why like I don't want to like confront him, because I feel like it's gonna be the same outcome regardless. But I just wish like he was like more understanding of like how I feel, because you know he's like, in one way he's like very supportive and like all this and that, but on the other hand he's just like pushing me away with like all these little comments.
Okay. So can you tell me more, like you said he is supportive of you. Can you tell me more about that side of him?
Right. Well, yeah, he wants me to like finish school and like, he wants me to go to graduate school, and he's always saying how like, you know, he wants to like make sure like I'm okay, like I need to work for money, and like, you know, he'll help me out the most that I can, which obviously I appreciate that. But then it's like you're saying all this, but then you know you're not really understanding that this is my last semester. It's literally just a few more days, but he just keeps bringing it up, and like he keeps making these comments and like bringing this negative energy.
Okay, so you mentioned that he's supportive of you when it comes to school, and that he wants you to do well, and that he is willing to help you when you need it. But at the same time, he's still giving you these comments and giving you a hard time when you are putting your schoolwork first. So it sounds very conflicting and frustrating. And you also said that he, you know, there's just very negative energy when you're around him. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Right. So because when I do see him, like same thing, like he's always making those comments and be like, oh, you know, maybe I'll see you like in 10 years from now and stuff like that. So like it's not even funny, you know. Like I try to tell him, like, you know, like I start getting so frustrated, so like I respond like very like negatively, and I start kind of getting like loud with him, like, you know, I'm not just playing around, I'm not just sitting around doing nothing, like I am busy, I am staying to school till late. But you know, he just kind of like laughs about it, but continues to do it. So I don't really think he understands like how frustrating that is to me.
Okay, so you said when you talk to him and he makes these sarcastic comments to you, you do get frustrated and angry, and that you kind of respond in that way. But could you tell me like how that conversation goes? Like you said, do you tell him that he's being, like how he's acting towards you and how it's bothering you, or do you just react by defending yourself?
Well, I don't really like tell him, but I do just respond to him. Now that I think about it, like I never really like sat down and told him exactly like this makes me feel like this. I mean, I guess I could try that. I guess, you know, I'm just so uncomfortable with like going up to him in the first place and having the conversation. But I guess I could try that too, because it seems like the only thing that's left to do.
Okay, so you are considering approaching him and having a serious conversation with him about how he's making you feel and everything that he's doing. But you still seem very hesitant to do that. Could you tell me like what's making you be so hesitant? I mean, you said like his reactions are always sarcastic, but do you think that when you tell him exactly how he's making you feel that he would still respond that way?
I mean, I think like what's really like making me uncomfortable is like not knowing how to approach him in the first place, just because like I'm always like on the defense like from the beginning. So I feel like I don't know how to like start a conversation like smoothly. So that's the only thing that's like stopping me from like really sitting down.
Okay, so you're hesitant because you don't know how to approach him. So how do you think, what do you think would be like the worst case scenario if you approached him?
I mean, him just like starting to say like it's not that serious, or like, oh, I'm just making excuses, like, you know, like it's not that like I really don't even have like an hour a day to like, you know, spend time with him. Just him like not really like listening to me or understanding me, like that's like the worst case scenario, because it's like there's really no change in like his reaction.
So you said like that, what your worst case scenario would really be that nothing changes.
Exactly.
So what would you hope would come out of that conversation?
For him